What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary free. And I just want to set the tone for this video. This is why I'll be making more content this year than ever before. But I also don't want to single anyone out because, to be completely honest, this was a very well-written post. It's why I selected it. So this was left on one of my breakdown videos. It says, I think you're being too critical of EA Sports. You make a living by dissecting their football games. You're stressing about realism in the game. Well, I have a question for you. What video game out there is 100% complete realism in it? It's a video game. Last time I checked, video games are supposed to be fun. The real NFL players play this game and they don't have a problem with it. So why do you? Because it's $70, because EA is a mega company. You sound like a hater to me, bro. I understand you, though. You got to get your money somehow. Couple things I want to point out here. Number one, this is a very, very hypocritical comment, and I'm going to discuss exactly why. And this, in my opinion, is also a very short-sighted comment because you are making a lot of claims for other people. First of all, a lot of NFL players have spoke out about Madden. When you're trying to sit there and create the rationale that no game is perfect, therefore it's okay, Madden is not perfect, that would be okay if we didn't have EA Sports selling the product like they do. Case in point, this is Clint Oldenburg. This is someone working on the game. And Clint is coming out and he's selling the game. And he's saying, I think we're just starting to scratch the surface on using Madden as a teaching tool. Talking about the late John Madden and his vision. Onboarding kids and other people into the sport of football and using Madden kind of as the vehicle to drive that. You and I both know that the time spent on the field is getting less and less each year. Injuries, player health, all real things. People are using virtual reality to take digital reps. And he is putting Madden in that same bucket, right? He is literally saying at the end of this, why can't Madden be used in the same vein? I think we need to explore how to take it there. The reason, Clint, is because this game is awful. Okay, and we're going to discuss in this video why Madden is awful, why you could never use Madden as a teaching tool other than to do anything other than what Clint did, which is get cut from an NFL roster. So, if you're going to have this whole opinion, though, about realism, where is it here? Why is it okay? And again, I'm not knocking this creator, but we're literally talking about a neck roll, okay? We're literally talking about a Q collar, and we're hyping up that a Q collar is in the game. Now, a Q collar, for those that don't know, doesn't totally wrap around the neck. It actually just sits and creates pressure on your arteries. So I don't understand a community that in one sense sits there and gets frustrated that we're breaking down gameplay, that we're talking about the game not being realistic, but at the same exact time, champions putting a neck roll in the game. You can't have it both ways. So with that said, we're going to take a look at this play. And this is a play where someone kind of said, hey, listen, I'm so good at this game that this player rage quit. Look at how talented I am. Look at the stick skills. And this is something that EA has created. It's really a culture, in my opinion, EA has created, that you can be good or bad at this game. But this game really comes down to dice roll animations, and I'm going to show that to you. But I want to talk about the game not improving. Again, Clint talking about a teaching tool. We're going to talk about real football. We're going to talk about things that you don't do at any level of football. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is some programming issues with the halfback blocking, okay? The halfback is going to be set back to block and protect the quarterback. I think we all understand, other than Clint, because he didn't make the roster, that his job is to protect the quarterback, okay? So one of the things that I generally don't want to see is erratic movements. You as a quarterback should be able to read what's going on. You should be able to understand. So when the halfback starts to run up here, he's actually getting players that he is supposed to defend behind him, making it harder for him to go back and actually block those players unless you're going to risk a penalty, block in the back. But you can see there's no threat on this side of the field. And I want you to just watch this play develop. It's very important that we understand that halfback would have been the threat to the flat here, but he's not. He's going to run up. He's going to run back. I'll also argue this pocket looks okay, still very, very clumpy, very difficult to read. Okay, but I want you to focus on this corner right here. This has been an issue in Madden for years. It's an issue with college football. Players who run and stand in their zone, they have nothing to do. Safety here that does not react because that corner is sitting in his zone. And what does this create? This creates a situation on the opposite side of the field where the cornerback is going to be alone here with the wide receivers. It's a one-on-one matchup, okay? Look at this safety's delayed reaction, how far away he is from defending this pass or the receiver. So your safety should be moving as soon as there's a player even remotely beat here. Now, I will argue this player is not beat. This corner actually goes up and makes the interception in front of the receiver, but the receiver's arms never move. They never go up to make the catch. Watch this in slow motion. Why do things like this happen? Right? This is man-to-man coverage where a receiver, understand, the receiver is behind the corner. If this happens in real life, as a receiver, you have to immediately flip to defensive back. If I can't catch the ball, I have to prevent you from catching the ball. This does not happen at all. Okay, this is one play. And I understand people sit there and say, oh, you're nitpicking, you're breaking down one play. No, we're talking about X's and O's, okay? In the same vein that we're talking about Clint Oldenburg wanting to use Madden as a teaching tool for NFL players, wanting to use Madden as a way to get people involved in the sport. If you watch this play and you go watch a preseason game tonight, you'll see players that share these mannerisms be put on the bench. You'll see players that share these reactions never make a roster, because this is not how the game is played. And I don't often, but I will champion EA to a degree for going out and getting more former players. But at some point, you have to have a player that is established as an all-pro caliber player coming into EA Sports and working on this game. We are in a position where this community loves to have Muppets, as I call them, on board with EA. Sit here and tell you how great the game is, how improved it is, how when you get it this year, everything's going to be different. They sell you the promise and the hope because they know you want the game to be better. I want the game to be better. But when I watch plays like this, and you can go across the board from blocking logic to coverage logic to zone logic to receiver logic on an overthrown ball, and none of it, and I mean none of it, is fixed. There is a real problem. This is why I said the issue is not adding 1,000 plays, adding 2,000 plays, adding 3,000 plays. That's the easy part. The challenge is getting the plays to function properly with players in the game that know what they're doing, that react accordingly. We are supposed to be simulating NFL football. You're going to be hard-pressed to find an NFL receiver that willfully lets a corner run in front of him to intercept a pass and then never so much as puts his arms up to try to defend it. But that's what happens when you get animation-based gameplay. And with animation-based gameplay, you cannot have skill gaps. When that ball went to get caught, the only thing that mattered is the animations the game selected. So you can sit here and you can pretend that it's skill, and you can say, I'm so good, this person quit playing me. But the reality is that person quit because they never had control of the player to be able to try to make a difference. And that is what we have asked EA to remove from its game for years. And when they can't improve the product, when they can't listen to the overall community instead of just their Muppets, and when Clint Oldenburg is sitting here and telling you that this game is going to be a training tool to onboard people to becoming the NFL player or fan, there is no way that I cannot be back in the week with more commentary.